Episode 151. He came to bring her home. When Jackson and Mary both came out of the shower, it was more than an hour later. Mary lay in the bed, motionless, letting Jackson put pajamas on her, and then drifted off. Topless, Jackson lit a cigar and slowly smoked it in the sofa next to the bed. Seeing Mary sound asleep, Jackson was in a fret. What was wrong with him? Why didn't this girl like him? He had tried to keep her around him using such a huge bait. Wasn't it enough? Though not famous, the Roberts family was very rich. Didn't she like money? Why was she not willing to marry him? Jackson did not have an answer. The heavy smoke blurred his vision and made his eyes sting. Puffing out some smoke, he put out the cigar. The phone rang on the nightstand. Mary impatiently put the comforter over her head. The call was from Jake Robinson. Jackson checked the watch, which showed it was past 11 p.m. Why was Jake calling him at this hour? Jackson picked up and crossed his legs. Hello, Jake. What do you need? Are you with your girl? You're thinking about my girl at midnight? My wife's gone. It is very likely she went to see your girl. Austin was big, but Serena could not vanish out of thin air. He had searched every hotel, checked the records of all the train stations, and even been to the Clark family residence. However, he had failed to locate her. Well, my girl has been with me the whole day. Got it. Hearing the disappointment in Jake's voice, Jackson gave a low whistle. Did she leave you because you are insufferable? Jake's face dimmed. He hung up without responding. Less than 1 second after he hung up, he got an incoming call. It was from Miranda Young. I have got access to the street surveillance footage from the traffic police as you asked. Mrs. Robinson seemed to have left with Mr. Green. Travis Green? Yes. Jake suddenly felt like a fool. He thought at least Travis would not lie to him on such a matter. He thought that Father Green would have some senses left in him as an adult man. However, clearly he had been proven wrong. Damn this, Jake said in an annoyed voice. Hearing that, Miranda was dumbfounded. It was the first time that she had heard Jake curse at someone older. Although it was rude, it added a layer of roughness and authority to Jake. It made him even more attractive. You can go back first. I'll let you know if there is something else. Okay. Serena was crying the whole day. Exhausted, she thought she would quickly fall asleep. But something was bothering her in her mind, preventing her from drifting off. The longer she lay in bed, the more awake she became. Eventually, she decided to get up and walk out. Travis was on the phone. Seeing Serena walking out, he looked surprised. She waved her hand, signaling him to continue, and walked to the sofa in the living room. Before she sat down, the doorbell rang. Her white feet touched the cold floor and curled up. Walking to the door, Serena stood on her toes and looked through the peephole. No one was there. However, the doorbell rang again. Serena opened the door, but still saw no one there. Before she had time to look left and right, her hand was caught by a rough hand. She looked up and saw a pair of cold but concerned eyes. Seeing him, Serena's first reaction was to take her hand back. Moving quickly back inside, she wanted to shut the door. Jake acted faster. His hand held the door, not letting her shut it. Serena pushed it twice, and the door would not budge. Annoyed, she cried, "Dad, a hooligan is here!" Startled, Travis turned around. Seeing it was Jake, he was surprised, but disregarded it. Continuing speaking on the phone, he lowered his voice, but his expressions were animated. He seemed to be explaining something important over the call to someone. "Put on your shoes," Jake said coldly, displeased by Serena's curled toes on the cold floor, and was about to give him a push when he caught her hand midway. Holding her hand, Jake wanted to barge in. Serena panicked and exclaimed loudly, "Help, Dad!" Travis heard that and quickly said goodbye via the phone and hung up. Jake and Serena were still in a deadlock. Furious, she saw Travis coming over and said, "Don't let him in!" However, Jake simply wrapped his arm around her waist, lifted her up, and closed the door, disregarding Serena's scream. Break-in successful. Serena did not have any means to fight back. Amused, Travis smiled. Lifted up, she felt ashamed about being so weak. Seeing her father smiling, she bristled. "You did not save me." Jake threw Serena on the sofa and put her feet in his hands. Looking at Travis, he said, "Father Green, I have come to take my wife home." Serena wanted to take her feet back, but he tightened his grip on them. "Let go of me!" Serena sounded mad. "Don't move," he commanded. Jake's hands quickly warmed up Serena's feet. Looking away, Serena exclaimed at Travis, "You sold me out!" Sitting on the sofa not far from the couple, Travis said innocently, "It wasn't me. I said nothing." Jake pursed his lips, his hands rubbing her feet. "I found out about it myself. Let's go home now." Serena yanked her feet back madly, stood up, and went to her room. Jake wanted to follow her, but Travis stopped him. "Boy, let's talk." Serena slammed the door shut and locked it, lying in the bed and listening carefully. However, the room was so soundproof that she could hear nothing. Suddenly, she put on her shoes, opened the door a crack, and picked up something. "I will fix it." Serena did not get much. She poked her head out, wanting to hear more, and then heard footsteps. Quickly shrinking back, she locked the door again and went in her bed. Knock, knock. She buried her head in the comforter, not making a sound. "Serena? He's gone." It was Travis Green's voice. She got out of the comforter and felt bitter. What the heck? Didn't he come to take her home? Now he's gone? She felt so sullen that she wanted to burst into tears. Did he not care for her at all?